Welcome to St. Mary's Catholic Church. St. Mary's Catholic Church has been here 90 years. It started off in 1928 as a mission church for African Americans only, and it was a mission church of St. Benedict's Parish. Since then, it has grown incredibly into not only a homogeneous mix, but a heterogeneous mix. A heterogeneous mix of Anglo, African American, African, Vietnamese, Montagnard, Hispanic, and within that, a variety of different cultures. What makes St. Mary so special is its cultural diversity. And it's cultural diversity in one faith. And what makes St. Mary so special is that it's welcoming to all cultures. The people here are welcoming to all cultures without exception. It's the spirit that drew me to St. Mary's, and it's the spirit that carries me forth from St. Mary's. What I would like to introduce you to is the different people who represent St. Mary's from a number of different cultures that could speak to these experiences.
A priest from the Society of St. Joseph, Charles Hannigan, was here in 1926. It was his decision that, it was time to begin to convert blacks to Catholicism. But during that time, segregation was the law in the South, and that extended even to churches. So therefore, in order to do this, to have his mission verified, property was bought here in what's known as Southeast Greensboro. And a little church, combination church and school, was erected. It was blessed, and on September the 16th, 1928, this parish began. It was known as St. Mary's Parish. With the abolition of segregation, this church was no longer a segregated black church. It was to become a territorial church, which meant people from all races and nationalities would begin to come to St. Mary's. And that created the newest growth for the church, because we have become, since that time, a very diverse, multicultural church.
My mother, Colleen Bowley-Jack, is actually 4 months, did we decide? 4 months older than the church. So she's 91. And we have a 4-generation picture here.
It's the most loving church that I have ever attended.
I am holding the 25th anniversary of this parish. All the pictures of the school, the rectory, the old rectory, the new rectory, the convent, the old convent, the new convent. When we were a mission, 25th anniversary, the 50th anniversary, and the 75th anniversary.
It's excellent, especially when we have picnic, the 90th anniversary coming up will be an example of showcase of excellence in St. Mary's.
I learned a lot from the elders, very much, and I use that advice that they give me, and I use it to help others.
Well, just knowing people from church, you grow up with them so they become your family.
My favorite memory was back in the day when they did May Day.
So what you had to do was march from the school, in your white, from the school to here to go and crown the Blessed Virgin Mary. Well, I just thought it was special, and I was just holy,
My first memories is going to Catholic school in first grade.
Ever since I was born, I remember just being at St. Mary's because my dad used to be the chorus director here, so I always remember being at home. He's always playing the piano, or I was listening to Catholic music.
We had just decided to look around and see about a different church. We had heard about St. Mary's for a long time, and for the very first Sunday we came, we felt very welcome and warmth in the church.
And I started out really by being engaged with my dorm mate at A&T State University when I was a student there. She was Catholic, and she would come down on Saturdays to paint the statues because she was an art major. So I started coming with her to the church when it was in the old school, and we would stay there all day on Saturday painting the statues of Mary, Joseph, and the baby. And I enjoyed that, and I thought, wow, how dedicated she is, you know, to her religion. And I thought I was really very impressed. And I started then attending Mass, and then I did join the church then in 1967.
I've seen the changes since 1977 through the different pastors who have always been great. The people, the variety, nationalities, how everybody comes together.
And so when I came here, it just felt as if folks reached out to each other literally and figuratively across the aisle. We had a lot of folks who grew up in the community here. We had folks from Forest Oaks, and everybody felt comfortable together. And folks kind of mingled, folks were interspersed throughout the church. It wasn't that kind of hard line, segregated church that I saw growing up. And all of that appealed to me, and all of it was a way that I felt I could enhance my kids' upbringing by them being part of a church family that one, looked to each other, but also looked beyond the walls of the church to do things in the community.
I met a lot of people here that they're really very involved in church, and through God they found themselves, and where we found each other too.
Đó có một phần tôi gặp bà xã tôi đây vì cũng đi nhà thờ rồi quen biết, cho nên rồi khi về chỗ đó hai người bắt đầu quen biết nhau rồi đi đến hôn nhân. Rồi vài năm sau thì có hai đứa cháu, nay đang đứa là 14 tuổi, đứa 7 tuổi thì cũng được đi nhà thờ đây.
I came to St. Mary's because I got married to him. I came in 1993 and we got married outside there at St. Mary's. And it feels like home. Everybody is friendly. Everybody wants to know about you. There are different cultures. You want to learn about other cultures. And you feel free to participate in activities. If you want to teach faith formation, nothing holds you back. If you want to be a Eucharistic minister, nothing holds you back because of the acceptance you get from the community. It feels just like home.
Xin chào, tôi là Linh Mục Du Xe Nguyễn Anh Linh. Xin chúc mừng giáo xứ Saint Mary 90 năm thành lập giáo xứ. Xin chúc mừng tất cả quý cha cũng như quý ông bà anh chị em trong giáo xứ Saint Mary nhân dịp kỷ niệm 90 năm này. Tôi đến đây từ tháng 2 năm vừa rồi và tôi rất vui mừng khi được làm việc ở đây với cộng đoàn Việt Nam cũng như tất cả những cộng đoàn khác trong giáo xứ này. Và tôi cảm thấy rất vui và hạnh phúc khi được làm việc với những người rất là thân thiện và vui tươi đây. Xin chúc mừng giáo xứ Saint Mary, kính chúc quý ông bà anh chị em trong giáo xứ luôn được nhiều ơn Chúa trong những tháng năm sắp tới.
I realized that the diversity in the church, it just always reminds me of what it means to be a Catholic.
The greatest thing about church is the very diverse community, ranging from race, ethnicity, and age. Primarily, my role in this church is that I love to volunteer, especially when I get to work with younger kids.
I think it
has to do with the acceptance by the priest, the multicultural aspect of how they treat people, and just visit personally with you, not holding themselves distant, which is, as I grew up in the Catholic Church, that's what I encountered most of the time.
ก็ขับพอดีตีสร้างไอเดียในกยอดก็เรียมลุ่มตามึงไกลไอเดียรำโตไม่ทอบิขับจังดังไม่ทอบิดรูดังไม่เล่นนันทอบิมปุบิมปุดังไม่เล่นนันทอบิปาบดังไม่เล่นเรียมลุ่มตามึงไกลไอเดียSebenarnya klay kapjang kyodah meri tisang idea na mehram lum ta klay idea blue jingto nak nui lam klay dep.
Hemos convivido y nos agrada, nada más que a veces se dificulta un poquito por el lenguaje, pero tratamos de que estemos en comunicación con las otras comunidades, especialmente con la comunidad de Vietnam. Ya ve que el lenguaje es un poco difícil, pero nos entendemos a través del inglés. Algunos a veces dificultad en entender algunas palabras, pero a mí me encanta el comunicarme con afroamericanos, americanos, vietnamitas y especialmente también con la comunidad hispana.
One of my favorite parts of being in the St. Mary's congregation is the activities and events that happen in our church, like TTT. We have summer camps, captain and co-captain camps, activities outside the parish like water games, other fun games, and ribbon ceremonies.
I have friends who also go to church, but their church is only strictly one culture, so they don't really get to experience other cultures. And I believe culture is beautiful. You learn about other people, about their food, about their events. And I feel like everyone should be a part of that. Some are not, which is sad to me, but I'm proud of being a part of this church and all our cultures.
You can hang out with your friends too, and going to church as well.
Everyone seems to know each other, and we all seem to get along. And that's the most important thing, is loving where you go to church.
Me gusta, principalmente, siempre andamos juntos y me gusta estar con ella en participar en esto de la iglesia y servir más que nada a Dios. Ella le gusta estar cerca compartiendo la palabra de Dios y nos acercamos a dar clases a los niños de primera comunión y creemos que es algo bonito para nosotros porque compartimos nuestras experiencias o platicamos con los niños. Yo creo que esa es la parte bonita de... Más que nada hay otras cosas, pero eso es lo que nos acerca también. Y servir, más que nada, nos gusta mucho servir.
One of my favorite moments of being at this parish is our retreats, because through those retreats you're at church for like 12 hours, you're staying up all night, you're hanging out with other communities like the Vietnamese community, the English community, this Hispanic community, as well as you're getting to know more about our faith and religion through our different priests and youth leaders.
Let's face it, Catholics are not known to be real friendly, but you won't find that here at St. Mary's. They are very friendly and it makes you keep coming back.
People know you, the pastor knows you, it's like being family.
Còn đối với tôi là tôi thấy là đối với các em thiếu nhi, giáo xứ đã thành lập được một ca đoàn bé nhỏ rất là hay, và đáng khích lệ nhất là các em nhỏ thiếu nhi đã đọc sách thánh rồi lời nguyện bằng tiếng Việt rất là hay và tiến bộ rất là nhanh.
And people are respectful, people are mindful of differences, and people are also very, very kind to each other.
It makes you feel like you're part of a family and everybody's here to support you.
A veces nos alejamos un poco de esta iglesia
pero nunca hemos estado lejos de Dios. Nos fuimos a Nuestra Señora de la Gracia, pero a veces uno necesita encontrar algo que lo haga sentir como en su casa, y ese algo lo encontramos aquí, a pesar de muchas cosas que uno a veces se encuentra en el camino, pero nos gusta. A mí en lo personal, a mí me gusta la iglesia, y me siento bien, a mis hijos les ha gustado, y pues esperemos nunca alejarnos de esta nuestra casa.
Compared to a lot of other churches, it's not the richest looking church, it's not the most gorgeous church, the altar is not the most gorgeous, but it's a simple thing that reminds me always that it doesn't really matter, it is the house of God. That's just my look.
And I always say, if St. Mary's was to be food, I would say it is palatable, gorgeous, wonderful. When you come here, you feel at home. Everybody is welcome.
It was this church, an historically black church, which was the most inviting for anyone coming into town. We were the church with the least resources, the Catholic church with the least resources, but we were the ones with the biggest hearts. And that has felt good to me. I think we stepped up and took on a responsibility that I think is fundamental to our faith.
Tôi thích nhất là cái ngày cắm trại lửa thiên của mấy đứa nhỏ, và con tôi bắt đầu rất là thích thú và rất là mê tham dự những cái hoạt động, những cái chương trình của thiếu nhi thánh thể, và mấy đứa con bây giờ là cảm thấy nó rất là thích thú, cho nên tôi cũng rất là cảm thấy vui, và đó là một cái kỷ niệm mà tôi không bao giờ quên được.
God wants us to be a family, and I think, showing that to our kids, they're growing with that idea and that sentiment of community, not based on their appearance or their language, but it's their beliefs.
Being a good Catholic is seeing that there's other people too that need your help, and once you see that you actually care for others too, other than you could be a good Catholic. And I think that's what's helping us now be good Catholics, is that we're volunteering more in the church, there's more activities too.
And we have so many families so many needs, that's why it's so important that we work together.
Being able to serve, because thank God we are, we're pretty good. I'm a retired from UPS and I own my own little company, so we're okay. We don't struggle and have enough time to help the church.
No matter if you're African, African American, Hispanic, Asian, we all have something in common, which we love the Lord Jesus Christ, and we all portray that when we come to praise Him every Sunday or throughout the week.
And He was put on earth to serve, and that's what I think about when I really volunteer to do something at the church. I think about the fact that He was our first mentor for service, and therefore I like to follow, to think that I am following in His footsteps like that.
Hi, my name is Father Bill Allegretto. I'm a Vincentian priest. As a Vincentian, we have celebrated here and served at St. Mary's Parish since 1938. We're members of the Congregation of the Mission, which was founded by St. Vincent de Paul, a 17th century priest in France. He is known as the Saint and Apostle of Charity. And so when we gather here as a microorganism of the larger church community, we're celebrating very much what St. Vincent called us to see and hear the needs of those around us, and to answer in a way that would represent who Jesus Christ is. I'd like to say welcome, because I feel very welcome to come here as the newest pastor of St. Mary's. And I pray and want to celebrate with the people who have allowed their journey, their hearts to unfold here with a legacy of goodness and grace and justice. So welcome And let us continue to celebrate together as this faith family, and you will hear some of those stories that will unfold why we have gathered in the name of Christ.
The St. Mary's future lies in the young people. They are the ones that will make the difference. All we are doing is being exemplary and making sure they have a nice footsteps to follow when it's their turn.
L'avenir de cette église est promettant parce que nous avons beaucoup de jeunes. Quand vous voyez le nombre de jeunes qui sont en train de suivre le catéchèse, ils sont nombreux. L'église ou bien la paroisse est en train de s'épanouir et ça donne un bon avenir pour cette paroisse.
And so I'll just encourage people, their parents, to encourage their kids to bring them to church to see the wonderful things that we do in church to keep the tradition alive.
I think young people, they need to be more inspired and try to come to church more and have different things for them to participate in.
Đối với tôi, giáo xứ này là một giáo xứ mà có những cái phát triển rất là nhanh. Từ khi tôi đến thì giáo xứ này rất là nhỏ, nhưng mà cộng đồng giáo xứ này càng ngày càng lớn mạnh và tất cả mọi người dù là sắc tộc Mẹ hay là Mỹ hay là người Việt Nam đều luôn luôn có tinh thần hòa hợp với nhau, cho nên cái giáo xứ này là có những cái nét thương yêu nhau rất là đậm nét.
I hope our community can grow. Different people come in and we all are here because of our faith, like what Kim said.
And we should add more activities for younger people, younger kids, like
games,
yeah.
but it relates to God.
Yeah, God.
Yo pienso que pues seguir dando la palabra para hablar de Dios, para estar todos más unidos en todo, en todo lo que se ocupa aquí en la iglesia, para la comunidad, o sea, para atraer más gente con nosotros, para que todos estemos unidos.
Well, I hope to see that the church continues doing what it's doing. I don't want the church to ever disappear or lose members. I want it to continue doing great things.
Well, I think it's very important that we now look toward a formal, at a minimum informal kind of succession plan as we try to integrate folks into the leadership ranks of the church, and want to make sure that the church will be sustained forevermore. I mean, 90 years plus, and 90 squared if we can. There are people who who are younger in the parish who feel just as attached to St. Mary's as the folks who go back 75 or 80 of our 90 years. And that's heartening.
You've got to join organizations, and I'd like to see more members of St. Mary's join the organization that I belong to, which is the Knights of Columbus, and participate and help us with our various activities that we have. We're kind of a group of older people.
I see where the church can be more of a leader in the community, how they can reach out and support all the different programs that support the community.
Muốn cho cộng đồng càng ngày càng lớn lên, mạnh mẽ hơn và được nhiều người đến tham dự lễ và làm những chuyện tốt và giúp đỡ lẫn nhau, xây dựng cộng đồng Việt Nam mình càng ngày càng mạnh mẽ hơn, và những cái tín ngưỡng về Công giáo và Thiên Chúa thì mạnh mẽ hơn, thì nó có thể là nó một điều rất là tốt trong tương lai.
To be more united so we can keep teaching the word of the Lord to all the kids that they don't know, that they never heard from their home.
I think that the parish would benefit more by additional mixing between the different congregations. We have been having the tri-language Triduum choir during Easter and the trilingual Easter Vigil Mass. And that does work out very well, I think.
Oh, I really do hope we can get a larger church built, and then we can use the center for other activities, because we have certainly outgrown the church.
This church will stand as long as Greensboro is here, which is a very important lesson for us all. I understand that we still are going to need a bigger church at some point, and there's plenty of land to do it. But this is home, and this is where we want to stay.
Yo en lo personal invitar a todos a participar en todas las actividades de la iglesia. Todo el trabajo que hacemos es para un bien común, no nada más para una sola persona, para dos, sino para todos en general.
In the future, I see St. Mary's accomplishing more hands-on in the community, not just helping the members of our church who need help, but also reaching out in the community.
The youth, they could get their friends, and then their friends could get their cousins, and they could just connect with other different people to come to our church, and that will help this church grow so much.
There are ministries that each one of us has that we don't know about, but when we are exposed to, then, you know, so we have the opportunity here when exposed to fulfill our ministries.
We have a lot invested in, you know, maintaining our cultures. And I think maintaining our cultures is very, very necessary. But I would like to see us blend even more as a parish.
Para aquellos de los que sufren, para aquellos que están padeciendo alguna necesidad. Yo creo que estamos aquí y estaremos aquí no solamente por 90 años. Nosotros pasaremos a la historia, pero vendrán otros que tendrán la misma espiritualidad, el mismo toque al corazón del hombre para servirles y atenderlos lo mejor posibles.
I see St. Mary's as the mustard seed, which the Bible says. People come from different countries and we all unite here and we're able to blend together. So I pray that that unity and cooperation that I have seen existing here should continue. My forefathers, my brothers and sisters who started this mustard seed, they will be very proud in heaven to see how it has bloomed, and you have people from different countries coming all over, and we rejoice in all what they did for us here. And we thank God for everything.